Ah, the pure joy of relaxation, the wonderment of sitting on a sofa or a settee. I'm not awfully sure what's the difference between a sofa and a settee. Do you, sir?
You caught me.
I don't know that there is a difference.
Nowadays they're called sofas. Years ago they've been called a settee.
A settee. That was more grand in the days of the big parlour houses and whatever.
The drawing rooms and...
Drawing rooms. But that's the lovely thing about this place. We can look after here, or you can look after here, the needs of the drawing room set and the needs of the parlour house or the lounge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not one size fits all. You're here to look after the requirements of all who come.
Yeah, I suppose we're sitting on a very traditional Knowles suite, you'd call this, with the drop arm, with the tie backs in the back. It'd be traditional. You wouldn't be putting into a family room with children, but we supply suites for that as well. And there's a certain market for this. It's not going to fit in every house. It might go through the door of every house.
Yes.
So yeah, we tried to suit all needs.
What kind of bottom would sit in a settee like this?
Right. A nice one. You would find this type of suite going into the bigger room.
Yeah.
And it's all to do with accessories and how it's dressed. We find nowadays that it's okay buying the suite or buying the plain coloured suite. It's accessorising it with cushions, which you'll see later, and colour and lamps. And lighting. Yes. And you know, a guy told me one time about a bulb, and I thought, well, a bulb is a bulb, but it's not. There's certain bulbs, pearl finish, different finishes that create a different mood in a room.
Yes. There's a very, very, very famous writer once penned the line, McCabe's, painting with light from a forest of lamps.
Right.
Isn't that a good one?
Yeah.
You would know him. He's a Mary Street fellow.
Oh, right.
Where you all started from. But listen to me. I squint and I look back down the tunnel of time, and you know, bits of all of this, bits of the feel of this could still be Mary Street, where you started,
so.
where your family started.
What we find now, Ron, is, okay, we're sitting in an area with walnut, mahogany, rosewoods, burr walnut, feathered mahogany. We do a lot of oak, but we find that mahoganies are now coming back now. It's already in London, and it'll take a while to click back here. But rich furnishings are coming back. We've went through the ages of the pine, went through the ages of the minimalistic, which is put nothing in the room, only a sofa and a TV.
Wow.
And there's no life to a room. There's no homeliness. People want their little bits about them now.
Yes.
And that's why we're going back to the more opulent, richer furniture.
Yeah.
So don't throw anything out. Save
but
it
opulence doesn't have to mean massive, mega expensive.
No.
You know, good taste can come in small fiscal packages.
Very much so, and you could change the look of this suite 20 times over. Buy cushions, go for a plainer fabric. And the big thing with suites today is, years ago, you know, we'd ring up and order 4 minks, 2 blue, 2 pink, 1 green.
Wow.
That was the suite. The one suite in them colours. Now it's one suite but 50 colours.
Wow. And
you might want the 2-seater in a stripe, candy stripe, and a dot, and a flowered. So there's more of an interior design focus.
Yeah, are we talking accessorising here?
Yes. Yeah, very much so.
Absolutely.
A lot of plain floors, rugs, change the whole look of a room.
I'm convinced that a person should test, not simply look and say, oh, I like the look of that, I'm going to have that. I think a person needs to sit on a settee or a sofa, get the feel of the armchairs,
very
to make
much
sure
so.
they suit you.
It's all, I suppose, like the guy going in to buy the suit. We nearly have them measured up now, coming in to pick the suite.
Yes.
How long are you in the leg from the knee back?
Yes.
How deep is the suite?
Yeah.
Do you want to sit up straight? Older people want to sit up straight on the sofa. Younger people want to lie on the sofa with their feet up and onto them. Some suites from front to back could be maybe 24, 26 inches.
Yes.
Some of them are 36 inches.
Wow. And then you have the ones that stick up, and you have the wee footstool and
the
wee thing,
incliners,
all of
recliners,
that is in it too. But the lovely thing about here is that I don't come to you and order a settee that will arrive guaranteed by Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
And we're now in February. I can come in here, touch it, smell it, hold it, sit on it, and it's in my house that evening.
Of course, yeah. And we try to move our stock, keep moving stock, that you can come in, you can buy the suite today, you get it within a few days, delivered to you, if it suits. And then we want something different on our floor for the next one. So we've constantly suites replenishing with different and new stock.
This kind of Knoll suite, where is it made? It's an English design.
This is an English design, yeah, an English made, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's in them, isn't it? The English have that. They have the Chippendale tradition. And this is, I suppose, not Chippendale, but it's in the Chippendale tradition.
Well, you've comfort in it in the sense of you've got a lumbar support, which is a lower back and shoulder and head support, and that's what people want. Yeah, and it is under that 10 cushion, old-fashioned style, and furniture just keeps going round and round. One minute you'll get a wide arm, that's in fashion. Then you get a narrow arm.
Yes.
And it's constantly changing. You see on this sofa, for instance, you've got square legs on a caster.
Yes.
But the back leg, you've no caster, because we've all gone wooden floors and tile floors.
We don't. Yeah.
So the sofa won't slide.
Won't slide anymore. But this is big enough to have a beautiful and ample lady sitting beside you, and you could, without breaking your arm, just gently drape your arm across her shoulder, and you're there together.
Well,
put your head on my shoulder. It's very romantic.
You could sit in the middle and have two.
Well, indeed. Well, I'm not even going to go there. But this is really lovely, and it's well sprung as well.
Yeah, again, look for a suite that has a sprung seat, firmish cushions, even with a firmer foam. A lot of people would like feathered back. This is Decron. This is man-made. Feathered is beautiful, but it falls. So you have to be aware when you're buying a suite that if you're buying a feathered suite, be prepared to do work with it. Flump it up every day.
Flump it up. So that's feathers in it.
Feathers and have to be shaken up.
Yeah.
The other thing is where you get a pillow back. This is what we call a fixed back.
Yes.
Pillow back is just all cushions.
Yes.
Beautiful to look at. Ladies come in, oh, beautiful. Men, sit down, move the cushions, get comfortable, get up. Then the ladies turn around and said, look at the way you left the suite.
Oh, yeah. In trouble right away.
Trouble right away.
Yeah. Now you have the Sutton. Now the Sutton. Tell me about the Sutton.
The Sutton again is a suite that's down in the ground floor showroom. It's an amazing suite. It comes as a 2, 3, 4, a high chair, a wing chair, and a snuggle chair.
Now we're back.
Where
I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
A snuggle. A snuggle is a very good thing, you know.
It would be.
It endears people one to the other.
Yes.
It's very hard to snuggle someone you dislike.
That's why we have a 4-seater as well.
Just in case.
Yeah.
All seasons catered for.
And again, we could have maybe 10 books of fabrics.
Yeah.
And different colorways.
But when you say you have 10 books of fabrics, that means I can come in and say to you, I love that fabric, I want that Sutton in that fabric.
Correct, but you have to be careful as well because you have different price, pitches and fabric.
Yeah.
You could have a fabric and the suite could be £1,400.
Yes.
Same suite and the more luxurious fabric could be £2,000.
Yes. So that's possible here.
Yeah.
You actually design a sofa. I can come to you and say, I want this fabric, that color, and please do it for me.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting.
A lot of people are going for plains now, like the American idea where you can accessorize with cushions. So if you have a plain coloured, you can put, I'm using the word golden reds.
Yes.
And purple is very fashionable at the minute.
Purple.
It's a Knoll colour that's taken back. And of course, grey. Grey would be very popular. Yeah. And we do all shades of grey.
All shades?
All shades, whatever shade you want.
You know, any amount of them.
There could be 30 shades of grey.
Oh, sure, now, at least, without a shadow of a doubt. But it's the settee or the sofa can be the very heart of the home.
Very much so, and you have to be very careful when you're laying your room out that you're sitting in front of the TV. Because everybody's watching the television. that you're not, the sofa's here and the TV's there, so everybody's sitting crooked.
Yeah,
So you have to be careful of the layout. And then some people like their TVs over a fireplace now, which is fashionable.
yeah.
You could have a sore neck.
You could very easily. But we were talking about the fabrics and all the rest. Fabrics really come into their own, not so much really to rebuild a settee, but I mean, the fabrics that you will hang in the room, the drapery that will go with the settee, these fabrics are part and parcel of your design operation.
Yeah, like tartans and tweeds are very popular at the moment, where you could even have half leather, so the arm is leather, but the main two cushions would be a tartan.
Yeah.
It's big business tartans at the moment.
Tartans,
now, again, it's coming in slowly.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going from a pattern suite.
Yes.
You can go plain pattern.
Yeah.
Just depending on what way you want to do it.
The wonderful, magnificent South African leather. Talk to me about this suite.
Well, it's just quality. It is just quality. It's proper leather. It's full skin. It hasn't been trimmed or cut. As the leather's dyed, normal leather, you can get it, like for instance, it's a 1/4 inch thick, and then they cut it in two.
Oh.
You have two different leathers. The South African is what it is. It's a gammon steak of the world. It's not a piece of wiffle ham.
What kind of settee did I purchase from you?
South African. Yeah. Only the best.
Well, you said this about me. I gravitate towards a great objet d'art on a kind of the champagne of the furniture world, on a Guinness salary. But having said that, it's possible to do a deal with Raymond McCabe.
Of course.
Yes. And do people come in? At what point do you, you shake the hand or clap the hand? Is this a theatre of combative?
Oh, you have a laugh. You have to have a laugh. A bit of fun with everything, but you want to get the purchase right. That people are buying what they want to buy, and get the right.
More than anything, that's the beginning, the middle, and the end of it. Because if a fellow likes something or a woman likes a table or a settee enough, she's going to buy it. It's going to be bought. Now,
of course, and you try to advise, like, people come in for table and chairs and try to size the room for people. That you put this into a room, you need space.
Yeah.
It's a large suite.
Yeah.
So you need your 2'6" walkways and round the coffee table, and then you say to people, okay, there's a coffee table, but how do I get to it?
Yes.
So it has to be.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, the Continental, dear boy. Talk to me of this settee.
That's a more modern look. That's where you're into corner suites and leather and fabric again. Reclining, which you mentioned earlier, in recliners, electric recliners. We actually have a sofa with music built into it. You can Bluetooth the sofa and play music in it.
I'm exceedingly pleased I never had a sofa like that. I might have got into terrible trouble.
Possibly. And these sometimes, there's gimmicky stuff comes on the market and it comes and it goes. But we keep coming back to the traditional. What can you do with a sofa? Everybody sits roughly like this.
I have to say, I'm sitting here now. We've been talking for 20 minutes. I'm sitting here now, enormously comfortable. No doubt about it. This is comfort par excellence. There's no two ways about it. Absolutely. And does a fella have to have a bucket of money? A donkey at the door with 2 panniers filled with gold bars to come to you?
No, they don't. They don't have to that at all. But, it's like everything. You can buy a car, you can drive it as hard as you like, and you'll burn it out in the air. You have to look after things.
Ah, yeah, absolutely.
You just have to be careful of any purchase, what you do with it. You don't need a bucket of money. We find a lot of people actually come in and price recovering suites and end up buying a new one because it works out cheaper.
Yeah, yeah. Do you still have the workmanship around the skills of the artisan to do the recovering?
In the last 20 years, we were in the recovering. We're losing it. We've got about, in this area, we might have 5 or 6 guys doing it. There's nobody taking their place.
Yeah.
And we find even with sewing.
Yeah.
Somebody who can pipe and do the piping. There's no person out there doing that anymore, and it's another dying trade.
Dying trade, which isn't so good.
Because you had the old Starks, as if in your area, where people would have even the guy said to me, "There's nobody to service the machines anymore."
Yeah, that's true.
You know, it's all gone.
That is true.
You know?
That is true. That is true. Well, I will invite you to my home.
Thank you.
For our next interview.
Thank you.
And we will examine there the wonderful art of polishing furniture.
Thank you.
And we'll do that the next time.
That's great.
Thank you for talking to me.
Thank you, Ron.